Don't Fear the Reaper by Stephen Graham Jones is the second book of the Indian Lake slasher trilogy. Now, I didn't know this book even existed. The first book, My Heart is a Chainsaw, I read it physically, and it was a really fun sort of book about a young woman named Jade who's about to graduate high school. However, she thinks there's a slasher villain picking off people, and her knowledge of slasher films gives her an edge, sort of, but she finds herself in a very dangerous and violent and bloody situation. So when I heard there was a sequel, I had to have it. So I got it from audiobook from the library. This one is about Jennifer. She wishes to be called Jennifer instead of Jade. She's been at a psychiatric institution for a while after the events of the first book, and she's now returning to Proof Rock. However, things are kind of the same, a little bit different. Some of the survivors from the first book are a little bit older, a little bit different. However, there's a new villain in town called Dark Mill South, a serial killer with a hook for a hand who was on a kill spree, finally got arrested, and was being transferred when their prison van gets hit by an avalanche. And Dark Mill South escapes, and for some reason is heading towards Proof Rock for some reason. Now, the book tries to do a little bit of mystical, supernatural world building with why Dark Mill South comes back, and they don't really push that too far, and I didn't like that. I kind of felt like if you're going to have a whole trilogy of supernatural slasher stuff going on, you should try to build upon that, and they don't really do that enough. Character-wise, there is, Jennifer sort of repressed her slasher movie love. She hasn't seen some new slasher movies, and when she goes back to town, it's a little weird. There's fans, there's weirdos, there's new teenagers, because Proof Rock offers free education if you move there, so there's a lot of new townies that are just sort of there, and when killings happen again, it becomes really awkward. There's some cool set pieces in there, and some mystery, some twists that you're not really sure of. There's a really great sequence with a new character. He's like this new teacher who's a fan of Jade Daniels, and they have their little groupie moment. That was really fun. And then we get some more development with Latha. She's has a child, and she's married, and then there's a new sheriff in town, and the old sheriff's retired. Overall, this one was a pretty solid entry. It was entertaining, but I felt myself losing focus a little bit here and there, because the villain is not tied enough well to the city or the town or whatever, and they should have built more on that. They were sort of leaning into something supernatural about the town, and they really didn't go all the way with that. So I wished for more world building. Character work's fine, there's some thrills there, but overall it was an entertaining read. So I give Don't Fear the Reaper a 3 out of 5.